Oh, what's up, guys? It's your boy Tony Tres with another disc golf video, aka Hot Honey Tony, your favorite MA3 player. So I really didn't want to do an in and back video. I was trying to avoid doing that. Um, Only because I'm not a pro player, basically. But I ended up going up to Victoria this weekend to do a C tier. There at Patriot Park. It was hosted by One Star. It's called the Fool's Fairway. This was my player practice that I ended up picking up. Um, but yeah, I went up there and ended up taking first place. So I thought that was pretty sweet, especially considering I had never played the course. That was my first time playing the course. Saw a couple of videos on YouTube just to try to get a feel for it. And some kind of game plan, but that game plan went completely out the window. Yeah, as soon as I got there. And I'll tell you right now in a little bit. But yeah, ended up going up there and getting first, so pretty sweet. Got this after I finished both my rounds, just to kind of commemorate going up and getting that dub. Yeah. But yeah, beautiful course. And One Star hosted a pretty great tournament. They had waters and Gatorades for us, which was pretty sweet. Oh, and but this is a heart, by the way. I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, it's a heart. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna hang this up. Yeah, just to commemorate the win. And pretty sweet. I maxed out, I think. Yeah. So in the bag so far for 2025, this is what I had packed in my bag. Actually, these right here. Um, so as soon as I got there, I realized I wasn't gonna need these, so I just took them out, left them in the truck. This is my parachute. I like to use it for like long glidey bids when I think the putter is just gonna be kind of forcing to get over. I just like to get this and just do those. But it was windy out there. Not too much the first round, but second round definitely picked up. But I just didn't think I would be needing this even with the wind that we had in the first round. So yeah, I just took them out, put them on the bench. My lobster, flipping mid, love it. For like the turnover line when I try to do it. Yeah, I just didn't want to. Basically just didn't want to risk like pulling it out and when I didn't need it. So just put them on the bench. My salamander probably shouldn't have even packed it. I have it signed by Mason Ford, so there was some water to play around. So probably shouldn't have packed it. Don't want to be losing this in the water. So glad I took them and put them on the bench. This one I kind of packed by mistake. I really didn't mean to put it in. Um, but yeah, my Edge of Robinson glide. Yeah, yeah, I just benched them. Didn't use them. Didn't have them in the bag while I played. So just some discs that I packed, but I just benched them as soon as I got there when I realized what conditions we were gonna be having that day. Moving on to the putters. Let's see my putters. So if you know me, I putt with the PA3. This Tiger Eye is my putting putter. Love it. It's beat in pretty good. I think it's not the flattest it should be, like when you buy it, right? Obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I just trust this putter so much to put with. And I always carry two. This is my Fractal PA3. Pretty much the same plastic, just has this cool little pattern, I think. A little stiffer than the soft, I think, this one, but still soft. But I like to use this off the tee and short approaches. Also, I don't know why I started doing it, but I started putting with two putters, like one in the left hand. I don't know. But yeah, these were my putting putters. Well, this one was anyways. So yeah, this was a workhorse disc, for sure, right? It's my putting putter. So put them up here. I'll put my workhorse disc up here. So that was a workhorse disc. Used them a lot on the course. Other one, my Conman Shaman. Used them maybe like 2-3 times. Didn't use it too much. Again, like I said, it was windy, but there were some wooded parts of the course. When I thought it was safe, I did use them just for those little sections of the shots when I wanted like a nice straight shot. Used it like maybe just 2 to 3 times. But yeah, Common Shaman. Not a workhorse disc for sure. But yeah. And my Clash Fudge didn't touch him at all. But it is one of my better approach putters that I like to use, but just didn't feel the need to use them at all. I think this is Kristy DiscDyes stamps. If y'all want to look her up, she's got some great dies. But yeah, my fudge didn't use them at all. My overstable putter is my breaker. Used them a handful of times, not too much. Wouldn't call it a workhorse disc. Just used it when I had a nasty headwind and I just wanted the extra stability that the PA3 doesn't have. It's not an unstable putter by any means. It's just this is just a beefy putter, in my opinion. The zone-esque putter, 3-speed zone-esque. Yeah, use them a handful of times. Not a workhorse disc, I'd say, but yeah, came in handy for sure. Moving on to the mid-range slash approach, I guess. If you know me, you know I love the hex, and this is probably my most owned disc. I probably have like, man, I don't want to say 10 of these, but I might have 10 of these. Not this specific plastic, but just this disc alone. I might have 10 of these. But it's my favorite mid-range. And uh, funnily, is that how you're supposed to say it? I don't know. Well, funny enough, I didn't use them at all in the tournament, which was um shocking. Yeah, just the win. I just didn't feel myself reaching for it because of the win, honestly. Like I just wanted that extra stability, which right now I'll get to in a sec. What I used, but yeah, I just didn't use them at all this weekend. Next, I have the Canyon. Pretty much a zone, just maybe a thinner zone. Goes pretty straight, torque resistant. Love this for approaches, I really do. But again, just didn't use it at all. Didn't um feel myself reaching for it. Just went with something I felt way more comfortable with that I've been using a lot more. But yeah, great dish. Just didn't find myself reaching for him this weekend. Next, my Clash Peppermint. This is basically my zone slot in the bag. That overstable approach mid. Um, Funny enough, again, didn't use them. I love this disc for approaches. I love that 2 glide. I know it's just gonna drop out the air and get there under the basket where I need to place it. But again, didn't use it. Didn't reach for him at all. My workhorse disc this weekend for my mids slash approaches was my Gyropalooza 2024 first run Pro Balance. Yeah, I've beaten it, got it beaten in. I think it's where it's pretty much just a stable flying hex. Yeah, a hex that you can trust in the wind, basically. I think. Yeah, this disc was the workhorse. Probably used them. Probably most used disc besides, of course, a putter, right? But at the tournament, but yeah, used them for long approaches, short approaches when I wanted. Just that good fade. Yeah, fight the wind, everything. Any approaches, this was my disc. Yeah, reach for it every single time. So workhorse disc number 2. Moving on to let's see, my fairway drivers. These are my 7/8. Oof. Start with nuance. This has been my turnover forehand disc that I like to use. But just didn't feel the need for that, so didn't use this guy at all this weekend. Didn't reach for him once. Next, my persona. Used it, I think, a couple of times, and what backhand. Used it for the backhand. This is one of my favorite backhand discs, and used it a couple of times, and it did what I wanted it to do. And yeah, not a worker's disc at all, but did what it needed to when I reached for it those couple of times. So great disc. Just again, just super windy out there this weekend, so didn't use it out in the open. I used it in the wooded part of the course. So great disc, just not a workhorse disc this weekend. Next, my Cigara. I really like this disc. It's just that I'll tell you right now why I didn't use it, because I didn't touch it at all. Yeah, I used. If you know me, you know what disc I used. This is the 7 speed. Um, yeah, I just didn't reach for it. I reached for my old trusty. I'll show you right now. This that I trust basically on forehand and backhand. yeah, I just didn't reach for him because of, well, if you know me, you know I love the cookie. This disc is probably the second longest disc that's been in my bag uh up to this point. I love this disc. Great forehand disc, great backhand disc, and used it a lot out there this weekend. Actually, this was the first disc I grabbed. I started on basket 12. This was the first disc I used off the tee, and pretty much set the tone for the tournament. I ended up starting off with a birdie uh, on an elevated basket, and if you know me, I hate elevated baskets. Just hit my head on them. I'm super short. No, I just hate putting up into an elevated basket, especially when it's windy. But didn't quite park it, but had a good circle, one edge look. And yeah, sunk the putt with a good old PA3 and started off good on the first tee. So yeah, this was a workhorse. This used this for like some longer approaches on second drives. When I wanted to use my balance but was worried about the wind, I would use this guy, and yeah, came in clutch this weekend. Workhorse disc number 3. Next was my Lotus. My most reliable backhand, I think, drive disc that I have. Used them just a couple of times. Actually, almost lost this guy on one of my tee shots. We had to throw over a creek and hit a tree right across the creek, and I was just like, please, just hit the tree and just sit down. And thankfully enough, it did. Yeah, I would have been really sad if I lost this out there. This is just a gorgeous disc. I don't know if you can see the die, or not the die, the stamp. But yeah, it's a gorgeous disc. The Clash Disc Lotus. Used it just a couple of times, but when I called upon it, it came through. Well, besides almost losing it that one time, but yeah. Other than that, good disc. Next, my utility slash 9-speed drivers. My Sidewinder flick blade, throw more flicks. I think this is Dr.DiscDyes. If you want to check out their dies that they have, got some pretty good dies on their page. Yeah, Sidewinder. I like, this is my basically my understable 9-speed. Didn't use it at all this weekend. Just wanted that stability, which is the Fusion Felon, and this is my Raptor Eye Fusion Felon. This is probably the oldest disc that I have in my bag. It's been with me since almost the beginning, I think. Yes, I used to use it for tomahawks a lot. You can see here I kind of squared out on some street concrete a lot with him. But yeah, he's been through some trials and tribulations with me. But good old reliable felon. Everybody has that overspeed. I mean that overstable 9-speed slot in their bag. This is mine. Yeah, I trust this in the wind so much, and like I said, it was windy out there. So yeah, this is workhorse disc number 4. Use them a lot out there. Okay, moving on to my distance drivers. The trail didn't reach for him one time. Yeah, I just, when I felt like I wanted a trail, I just went with the felon just for that wind fighting. It's not that I don't think the trail can fight the wind. I feel like it can. I just haven't really played with it too much in the wind, so I just had to go with something I knew I could rely on a little more. So that was the felon, and that's, yeah. Radius just didn't use him at all this tournament. Next, the Daytona. This disc I honestly packed. No offense to Finish Line, they make great discs, but this is, I think, their base plastic, the forged plastic. Um, Used it one time. That's it. Used it on the second round over that creek because I was scared to do a backhand and use a disc. Did a sneaky little Annie forehand line and snuck in through a lot of trees to get me a decent bid at birdie. So I used it once, but came in clutch when I needed it. So good disc when I needed it. Next, my Scorch. If you know me, you know this is my favorite. I guess, well, you can call it stable to understable. This is 11 speed. Love this run. Also, the Z Flex Wandahanu plastic jawbreaker, but didn't use it. Yeah, I just went with something more trusty in the wind, which I'll get to right now. Just wanted that stability. Yeah, didn't use it this weekend. Workhorse disc number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Innova Halo Gertie Wraith. I think this is the 2021 run. Um, this would have been my longest bag disc that I had, but I lost my original one that I had and ended up finding the exact same one on eBay. So this is the guy that replaced the one I lost. Um, yeah. You know what they say: if you can't throw a destroyer, throw a wraith, and that's exactly what I do. Um, Mostly used for forehand, obviously, because I'm forehand dominant, but I can use it for backhand when I need it. But use them for forehand this weekend, and when I wanted that when fighting stability, this is who I reach for. Use them on some second drives as well. Yeah, use them a lot. This is another workhorse this past weekend that I used. So this is, yeah, 5. And last but not least, of course, the big boys at 12 speeds. Um, my Clash Wild Honey and my Prodigy D1. So these last two are also workhorse discs. So in total, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 workhorse discs that I reached for a lot this weekend. The Honey, used it on tee shots, obviously, but used it a lot when I had a tailwind. Didn't really use them into the wind. I just when I had my practice round the day before, I tried throwing him into the wind, but it was just not. It was getting folded. Um, it was a kind of a crazy headwind that I was throwing into, but I was testing out to see if it could handle it, and it did not. So yeah, didn't want to test it out because I know if I just put way too much ante, I could turn it over. Didn't want to be dealing with that throwing into a headwind, so just use it mostly for tailwind tee shots, and got some great flights out of this. I love this Flash Wild Honey, my stable to understable, I guess you can say, distance driver. Yeah, I love this forehand especially. Yeah, this was my workhorse distance driver this weekend. And last but not least, the 12 Wind Fighter, basically a Prodigy Destroyer. This was my Wind Fighter. Throwing into the wind off the tee, this is what I threw. I just trust the stability of it so much. Honestly, throwing it to the head when it feel like it just goes straight and just has that consistent fade that you want. Doesn't look like it gets pushed at all. It's crazy. When you throw it into a headwind and you're expecting some kind of push. Well, for me, forehand, yeah. So you're expecting to see some kind of push left, but it just was going straight, just fighting that wind and just, yeah, fading like it does. Yeah, workhorse disc, workhorse, yeah, workhorse disc. Number 7, I believe. Yeah. Uh, yeah, reach for him a lot, especially in the headwind tee shots. So yeah, that's my in the bag for 2025 up to right now. Oh, I'll go ahead and put up my scorecard from the tournament. So I'll put that up in 3, 2, 1. Hopefully it's showing now. Yeah. So that's my in the bag for 2025. Hopefully this wasn't too long, but catch you in the next one. Peace.